forgot to click the button. Oh, welcome. Can you tell? It's wild around here. Let me make sure that I have the right microphone clicked. So it's tool time. It's your favorite Tuesday of the month, because we get to play with tools. Well, maybe it's my favorite Tuesday of the month. And I have 3 really fun punches to play with and show you today. And if you're attending my open house this weekend, you're probably going to get to play with them, like make some things with them too. If you've not attended my open house in the past, there's always make and takes, and I try to feature some of the new tools so that you can play with it and decide if you need to add it to your collection. So let's start with the announcements. Oh, I forgot to add the slide for Simon's Angels. I'm going to post that after this. We are collecting gift cards. I will collect them through the first week in December. So for those of you that can attend the open house, or if you forget to, if you're not able to attend the open house, you can still Venmo, PayPal, that kind of thing. And or you can just bring a gift card to the open house. And this is for simonsangels.org, but I'll talk more about that and look for a post later about that. So many thanks if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I apologize if there's background noise. I don't know what I was thinking. I do my dad's laundry on Tuesday, and the last load, I just switched everything. I put it in the dryer and added the next load and wasn't thinking that I would be on live. So hopefully you're just hearing me, but if it sounds like there's a flood also happening in the room, and my washer is crazy. When it hits a spin cycle, it's going to sound like, there's a car crashing through the wall, but hopefully that won't happen. All right. There is a buy get promo going on. So it started last Monday. Day 1, one of the bundles sold out. By the end of the week, Creative Memories was coming up with other bundles because it's supposed to go through this Friday and everything is selling out. So it was like a record sales day at Creative Memories last Monday. I might have mentioned it on Tuesday. Strangely enough, it wasn't for our group because a lot of it was like snow themed and that kind of stuff. And in the past, like when they had the beach Christmas thing, that was huge because we don't do a lot of snow down here. However, this morning I walked with another scrappy friend, with Kirsten, and the feels like was 19. And that was when we finished. We started at 6:30 this morning, so just as the sun was coming up, and it was cold. Now, I grew up in Connecticut. There's a reason I live in Florida, and I told Brendan, my husband, my boundaries are the Mason-Dixon and the Mississippi, which is basically the southeast. Temperature-wise, that's all I can handle at this point. I went to college in Hawaii. We've lived in Florida for the last 20 years. I cannot do cold. But there we were out this morning getting a couple miles in. Anyway, back to the promo. So there's a few, there's 3 new choices. One of them they started last week, so that one's still available, plus 2 other ones. So one of them is an album cover with the red and green scissors. There's another one that's October, November, December noteworthy page bundles. Right, Ruth? I am definitely a no on this. This I got my dose of winter. That's for sure. So the promo is going on if you spend $150, and now if you do that ahead of the open house, you will get tickets for my open house based on what you spend. So since the promo is supposed to end on Friday and my open house ends on Monday and starts on Saturday, I would hate for you to not get to take advantage of one of those bundles if you wanted it to. So last year they started the promo a week later, so it was going on over my open house. But this year it ends before my open house begins. So you do you. So if you want to purchase at creativememories.com, and then you will get tickets for what you spend on my Creative Memories website. So, all right, secret box. We did a super secret box opening in Volano. Oh boy. Can you hear my washer? The spin cycle's about to start now. It's about to sound crazy in this room, and hopefully this microphone is only picking up me. So secret box is available. The artwork is always a sneak peek. There are still some available. I have one left here. What I'll do is, since the official opening is on Friday, I will, if I still have one available, I will have it open at my open house, and if they're still available, I will take orders for it. I really like this one. Scrapbook Club. This is a super busy week for me. In case you didn't know, we got live today, so if I seem a little like, woo, you know, like the wash is going, is because I'm setting up for my open house. Okay, so you do hear the washer. It's gonna get crazy. Thanks, Kim. Sorry, everyone. Oh, and Deb, that's what you were saying. Yes, but all good. Okay. If I could stop it, I would, but then I'll have to do the whole thing. Hopefully it'll finish quickly. Hopefully it's well balanced. Anyway, Christmas is set up in my house. I've been doing that the last 2 days, and we're live right now. Scrapbook Club is Thursday. I'll be seeing you some there. So we're going to have dinner before at Giuseppe's at 5, and then we'll do our November pages down the street. Oh, great. Sorry, everyone. Usually it's like a laundry no-go out here in my workshop, which those of you that have been out here know it's out here. So I apologize for the background noise. So we've got Scrapbook Club. I'm transitioning to call it Scrap and a Snap. I don't want people next year to feel like if they don't start in January, they can't do it, or that it's exclusive. Like, people can come in and do 1 month and not the next. So anyway, you'll see that name change start open house this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then if you cannot attend on Saturday or Sunday, I will take people on virtual appointments on Monday, and of course we'll do our big drawings on Tuesday. So very exciting. And if hopefully you saw, if you didn't get the email in your inbox, then hopefully you clicked on the link on Facebook and saw that all the prizes that I'm giving away. So it's always over $1,000, and hopefully we'll collect $1,000 in gift cards for Simon's Angels as well. All right, so Techie Tuesday is next Tuesday, and then December 2nd we have the Christmas card class at Copperline Coffee. Hopefully you'll join us there. That is in Port Orange. Copperline is in the pavilion. That will be from 6 to 8, and they have sandwiches and salads and that kind of thing there. Hopefully it's salad weather again. I made soup last night, making a different soup tonight and a different soup tomorrow night. Planned 3 soups. Ride the Rails, December 14th. You have, if you want the cheaper price, then you have to do that by this weekend. So buy the open house, buy your ticket. Otherwise the price goes up a lot. And that's just the way Amtrak does their pricing. All right, Jumpstart January. Registration is open now, so don't forget to do that. And we are raising money for our local veterans with that. So we all dress in red, white, and blue. And in the past, we all, 2 years ago, I think I made a shirt that said Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Scrappiness. And so definitely wear that shirt. And happy Veterans Day to any veterans that are watching or that are watching the replay. Thank you for your service. All right, let's get to it. I'm super excited about the punches. Now, I went ahead and grabbed the Border Maker Punch organizer, in case you haven't seen it. I've been bringing it to the crops, the last few crops. So this is $49. It holds in this foam. It's so nice. It holds 12 Border Maker punches. So these things, you know, get heavy. So I've got the 2 new ones in here. I'm going to pull them out. But with 12 and the way it's distributed and they're stackable, I love this bag. There's handles on the side, handles on the front. It's such a well-designed carrying case. All right, so we are going to play with some of these new tools on this blue background, because as soon as I put this white on here for the snowflakes and such, my camera gets all dim. All right, so the first one I'm going to show you, this just came out, so I ordered it last Monday, came to me this week, is the Snowflake Punch. Reasons why I love it. And for those of you that have not used these punches, you're going to start at one of these lines. And if you have a really old one, they probably don't have lines. These lines line up with this pattern right here. So this window is where it starts, where the punch starts. So you don't want to punch here, otherwise this part won't get punched. So you want to start at the line, and then you're going to slide it until your pattern is covered. And when the pattern on the side is covered, see there's blue underneath, you're going to punch again. So I like to hold the paper back here against the edge. That's super important so that you get a nice continuous punch. And then make sure it's lined up on the side. So again, things I love about this punch, it's nice and big. This is a really nice size punch. You get really nice size snowflakes. Let's check out our punch poop. Now, I thought we were going to get this little star, but that's where the cut is, so we get half and half. So that's why we get these little turkey feet. So if you need some little turkey feet and your turkey is small enough, you can definitely use those. And of course there's a little beak. There's the tiny little, you can make a tiny little turkey. And here's some eyes. Okay, so now can you see it on here? All right, here's my feet. Here comes the spin cycle. So I just need a round body. And do you see that? So you always check out your punch poop. We've got beaks, eyes, and little feet in there. Oh, you did, Ruth? That's exciting. Okay. All right, so always when you're punching a punch for the first time, check out your punch poop, see what you got. Yeah, it could be any kind of a little bird, really. I got turkey on the brain clearly because it's close to Thanksgiving. So now I'm going to show you, we started here. Now I'm going to show you what happens if we start from the middle. So I'm going to come into the middle here, the middle of the punch. And the middle still reaches over there so that you can properly do your punch and slide. those of you that are part of card class subscription, I will be posting those cards hopefully tonight as well, in between setting up for open house and decorating for Christmas for my open house. See, that's the first part. I got to decorate for Christmas because I usually hold my open house in December, but the last couple years I've held it in November. But I'm also designing the page kits. Okay, so if I had started it at the same place, they would have been like this. They would have been exactly the same. But if you're trying to do multiple levels of the same punch so that they kind of nest in with each other, it actually would have been good to even go over a little bit more, but I like this. So this one I started on the end, and this one I started halfway, and because it's offset a little bit, then I can get those lines closer together. So I love the way that looks, especially today, right? In Florida, if you're in Florida, or my sister-in-law, they had snow in Chicago. There's just snow. So that is the, I'm not even, snowflake punch. Like, what are these things called? Thankfully, we did not have those this morning. That is the truth, because that I love. People sent me all kinds of pictures, and the snow is so pretty to look at from Florida when I'm warm. I don't have the proper clothes. All right, so this is called the Dancing Snowflakes Border Punch, and it is still available. I checked before I went live just to make sure all of these are still available. They are. All right, the next we're going to play with the Gingerbread Border Punch. And I've showed you in the past how you can do two of them and just offset them a tiny bit, so that you get like a shadow effect. But in this case, with the gingerbread, you get something else. You get a little icing situation. You know how gingerbread houses and gingerbread cookies have the icing. So if you have been following me for a while, then you might have remember in July I went with one of our scrappy friends, Crystal, and we did all the Disney parks over 2 days. We did a marathon. We did 26 miles in the Disney parks over 2 days. And so I saw somebody posted to see all the gingerbreads, and I saw that the Grand Floridian isn't, they're redoing some things, so they don't have the giant gingerbread house, but other places do. And so it was a whole day of seeing all the gingerbread, and so we're playing with gingerbread. Oh boy, Deb signed up for a bike ride tomorrow. Yeah, that's a hard no for me. So in this punch poop, there are adorable little bows. So they would be fun to cut out of different colors and put them back in, or white for icing. So now I'm going to take shimmer copper, and I'm going to do the same thing. And starting on at the same place. So when you're doing this, you want to offset them, but you want to start them in the same place. if you didn't, then they would kind of be an accidental offset. Okay. So now look, I mean, this copper shimmer is actually, or maybe this is bronze shimmer, because it looks, I think this is bronze shimmer. To me, it looks just like gingerbread. All right, so see what happens when we just pull them down a little bit, or pull it to the side, or pull it up. I think I like it up. And you do it ever so slightly, you can control what you see through. Well, maybe down, because then we can see the white on the rooftop. You can even go left or right, but it has a totally different look depending on the way you shift it. Now, you could, if you don't want to see like any of that blue, now we can come back and we can put like the icing back on the front of the house, and we can even put the white back on the front. So I like the way it looks in the window, because it looks like the snow. Let me lift it up and see if you can see it. Because you know how snow settles in the little windowsills. So let me go ahead and tape this down. I thought I forgot the tape somewhere. I'm going to tape it down so that we have snow in the roof. And then I'm going to come back and plug in all the white pieces from and how adorable does that look? This is such a fun punch. Do we use it all? Well, of course people work on Christmas pages all year long. Just depends on how caught up you are, right? But and of course, I don't have my precision point adhesive. It's in the other room where I'm making the card kits. But hold on, I'm just gonna put, right now it's just, I'm just popping them back in, and I just love this look. Now, if I were to just put this, I should have just put the gingerbread on top of the white. Obviously, then I wouldn't be filling these back in, but then you don't get the little parts coming through the windows and the pieces in between the gingerbread. Okay, Debbie, I can set it aside for you. Okay. This isn't in the secret box. Just, Debbie, I saw your thing about the secret box, and I would love for you to have the extra one I have, but this is not in it. This is just a separate punch, but how adorable does that look? I love. Deb Harner used to go to a gingerbread contest. Yeah. So a lot of people have traditions in their family where they get the little kits, and the people in their family, even grown, people in the family, go and, they have a little friendly competition. We can put his bow tie back in if we want to. He pretty much has white in the eyes, so you can piece back any of those little pieces. But how adorable is it? Love it. Then, because of these little waves, okay, Deb, because of those little waves, what I think we should do is take our wave blade and hopefully all these little pieces won't come out. Let me swap out for this. And now, if I hadn't attached them, I could have some of that white sticking out the bottom. That would have been great. But hold please, because we can still accomplish that, right? Let's swap this back in. I just need a little bit. And we'll just add that after the fact. I'm going to put my wave back over here. Boy, now my mat is coming out. Kind of a mess over here. Oh, I just realized we made it to the end of the wash cycle. So we could go either way down here. We could square it off like that. Let me lift it up so you can see. We could square it off like that, or we could flip it around like this. Uh-oh, I lost the door and the icing. I need to glue those babies on. And do like that. And so it's that kind of subtle repetition of the wave and the icing. How cute. I love it. Really, really love this punch. Like I said, not going to probably use it all year unless I'm working on Christmas all year. But I am going to go to Disney for the day and visit the gingerbread houses, and then I can make pages of that. You know, I find the longer I scrapbook, you know, I can't miss a punch. So then I find things to do so I can use the punch. Remember when we used to coordinate outfits to go with paper? I say used to, like we don't still do that. I do. All right, so I just want to see. So this right here is an adorable little page. I thought I had the little, these guys. So then we can go like that. And how adorable is that page? Easy. Dancing snowflake, gingerbread, white paper, a nice blue background. Could be red, could be green, whatever you like. I like the blue because I like the way that looks with the snowflakes. But love the combination of those two border punches. All right, well, we are not done yet because we have 3 new tools, and the other one is this winter boots. Again, not unless you now live in Florida but you used to live somewhere snowy, or maybe you go to snowy places and you enjoy snow, unlike me. These 2 colors would also be really great to do. You know what? I forgot my my border maker. Hold on. Here. Forgot a very essential part of this. Thankfully I have a backup out here in my studio, but my other one is out in the other room where it's a little warmer to make the cards for this month. All right, so I'm gonna slide this off to the side for a second. Well, actually, here, I can keep these for a second. Now, to use your border maker system, we've got the paper guide, and our paper is going to slide in there, and we're going to fold this back, and then we're going to plug in our boots. And you saw this just came out of the box, so I have not even punched this yet. And this is going to get us some fun little snowflake punch poop. So here are our boots. Boots a walkin'. Now we can layer over them. And I grabbed that little piece that had the wave. So we want it to not go through the bottom, but we want it to be the brown boots, maybe. Those of you, it's Veterans Day, this would be a great punch to have outside of the snow. If you have somebody and you're doing military pictures. Why can't I line this up? This would also be a good punch for someone in active duty, or maybe a memorial album, because these little boots, anything like this that is part of the punch poop, like these would be good bullet points, like for your journaling, or just part of the, hiking boots, desert boots. Yeah, you can do black boots for Santa. They could be fun little Santa boots. They can be snow boots. You could do all different colors, especially if you're skiing. They could be fun ski boots in all different colors. And then we've got all these little stars, little snow that you can sprinkle around the page. So there's lots of fun punch poop in this boot punch. Lots of possibilities outside of snow. When we see this, and we live in Florida, and we've always lived in Florida, and we don't like cold, and we're not going somewhere, we think, I don't need this. And then you punch it, and then you start thinking of the other possibilities. And that is the fun part of tool time. Then we like to turn, let's see, what happens if we turn it over? Anything? Do they look like anything? You gotta play with them in all angles to see, to see what you can do with them. But that's great. Layering it is great. And then you can also, because it's an edge, so there are 3 types of borders. There is an edge border. This is what's called an edge border because, wait, did it fall off? It did. So this is a border. This is not an edge. It looks like it's an edge because of that hard edge, but it's not. It doesn't stay attached. It falls off. I didn't cut that off. It fell away. So there are 3 types of punches. So this is an edge punch because I had to cut it away. So this is an edge. This is a border. This is a border. It looks like an edge, but it's actually a border. It's actually a border and then ones that stay attached but leave these little holes are called a knockout. So we have 3 different types of punches. So if you ever hear me talk about you need an edge punch or a knockout punch, That is what we're talking about. And I thought it was going to stay attached. So when I looked at it, I thought, oh, this would be fun for a journal box. I mean, it's still fun for a journal box, but wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking we could punch it along the bottom here and it would stay attached. And then we could have it part of our journal box. But it's not. It's a true border. Sure. Because they kind of dance along, if you didn't care that they were exactly even, you could cut a tiny strip like that if you were just trying to do it quick, or you could cut a whole other row. We could cut a whole other row with a different color. What's a good like here? I'll just do, since I'm not worried about it. Oh, my CM sticker. Don't look, my CM scissors are out, but where I'm making cards with my hole. So if we just cut off the top part, you can piece it back together. Like like that. And there is a little rounded edge. So you can add the little top part. I guess with these shoes, you could also turn them into other shoes. Now you have me thinking, Ruth. But if we cut off that top part, now you have a different kind of shoe. So it looks kind of like a dress shoe. This kind of looks like a little Mary Jane. But now that if it was important for you to be able to make different kind of shoes, these are a good little starting point. I'm trying to think if we have any others that are shoes, and the only one I can think of is the boot print, which is also another good one if you have hiking or military pictures to do. But it's a knockout punch, and it punches the boot print out of the paper. So this is the only one I can think of that's like an actual shoe. But I like it. So 3 awesome punches today. Again, I don't want any of our Florida friends, our scrappy Florida friends, to miss out on these and think, I don't need them because we don't have snow. Because every year we have gingerbread at Disney, or like I said, some people do gingerbreads at their house. We have hiking, we have military, these can be used for a variety of things. And I think all 3 of them are great. Oh yeah, for Santa, Jen. Oh, that is a little Santa boots would be so cute. In fact, we might have to do that at the open house. Do some Santa boots. Snow, yeah. I mean, lots of Florida places have the little fake snow. I saw St. Augustine, Nights of Lights, is going to have they have like a little Christmas village. That's going to be, so we have lots of opportunities to get Christmassy and to get wintry without actually getting wintry, except for today. We definitely got wintry today. I think I'm still throwing cold. My thighs are like still freezing from walking today. I had never got a hot shower. I just went straight to finishing decorating for our open house. So I hope you enjoyed watching me play with these tools today. And I hope that you realized they must become part of your collection, because all three of them were super cute. So you can, they're all still available to order. If you want to take advantage before Friday of the Buy Get promo, you can purchase them at creativememories.com, or you can put in an order at my open house, and I'll be happy to order if I don't have it in stock when you stop by. So looking forward to seeing many of you on Thursday at Scrapbook Club or Scrap and a Snap. And if I don't see you on Thursday, hopefully I will see you on Saturday or Sunday. But we are done early, my scrappy friends. And so I'm going to go back to finishing up the November cards so I can get those posted and get those made and shipped out to everyone. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And until I see you again, whether it be this week or in the new year at Jumpstart January or somewhere in between, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.